What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Jay coming at y'all with this reaction video. And y'all know I'm getting more and more into the fishing game, as I said in the last few videos. So we're gonna start learning a lot more, and I might drop videos of me on boats fishing and on the pier fishing and all that stuff. You feel what I'm saying? So right now we got fishing with lures for beginner, because I am a beginner fisher. I haven't fished since I was a little kid with my dad, and obviously I was little, so my dad would set everything up for me. When to use underwater fishing lures. Let's check it out.
Okay, so you just bought a whole box of new fishing lures, but how do you know when and where to use each of them? That's our focus for today. Let's look at some different kinds of lures and when you should use each one. Let's start with the inline spinners, since it's one of my
Inline
all-time
spinners.
favorite lures. Inline spinners need to have the blade spinning around to be the most effective. They're best in open water, especially along the deep edge of vegetation, over the top of vegetation, or along the edge of the current in a river.
Okay.
Retrieve this one at a pretty constant rate and experiment with keeping it just under the surface or a few feet
Damn.
down. Most people use these for trout, bass, northern pike, and muskie.
Trout and bass.
Next, let's talk about spinner baits.
Spinner baits?
Have a blade just like an inline spinner. Sometimes they have more than one blade, and it's held away from the bait on a frame like this. So if you're dragging it through aquatic plants, the plants come through here and they hit this frame, and it helps to deflect the plants away from hitting the hook.
Okay.
They're excellent baits to cast right through a sparse bed of vegetation or along the edge of a denser bed. They can also be bumped off of docks, stumps, logs, other woody structure.
So
I
don't
like
get
to use
stuck
them when targeting bass, pike, and bowfin, especially in green or dirty water. Gold blades are usually the best in dirty water or on cloudy days, and silver blades are usually best in clear water or on sunny days. Alright, crankbaits.
I hope we talk about
Crankbaits are
ocean
awesome
fishing, bro,
lures
because
that
I'm
are
not about to
often
be
extremely
sitting on a lake.
realistic, like these two flicker shads. The size and angle of the crankbait's lip in front determines how far it will dive. So a shallow diver like this has a short bill or a short lip on it.
Okay.
This one would probably dive to about 5 feet max. This one could probably go to 11 or 12 feet if you have a lot of line out.
Damn.
So obviously you want to use a deeper diver one where there's more water. If you have shallow water or a lot of vegetation a few feet under the surface, you'd probably want to go for a shallow diver like this one.
Okay.
These lures wobble back and forth and work best when they're retrieved near the bottom or near structure, but they're also really effective when trolling in open water for things like pike, muskie, or trout and salmon. Use
Salmon.
a small ultralight crankbait like this one for big bluegills, crappies, perch, bass, or walleyes. A medium size like this size 7 flicker shad is great for bigger bass, walleyes, pike, and muskies. You'll even get an occasional catfish.
Oh my god.
Large crankbaits are great for muskies.
Look at that
pike,
beast.
and salmon. Play around with retrieving them quickly or slowly and try twitching them once in a while. They typically have 2 or more treble hooks, so you don't want to throw them where there's a ton of vegetation because they'll get snagged up all the time. Toss them near rock piles or in open water along the edges of vegetation or other structure, and use rattling crankbaits or bright colors when fishing in dirty water or in low light conditions. Alright, topwater baits. Topwater baits are killer for bass and pike and are best used near vegetation or structure.
I think this is all like
where the water's at least
lakes
50
and stuff like
degrees or
that.
so.
Not
Tossing
ocean.
them right near shore often tricks a fish into thinking your lure is a frog or another animal that just jumped or fell into the water. A prop-style topwater bait like this Whopper Plopper produces a sound that's as fun to listen to as it is enticing to a bass. But get ready, because a topwater strike is often really aggressive. The hardest part of topwater fishing is waiting a second or two after the strike to set the hook. Got him! Topwater frogs will give you some of the most fun you can have while fishing. You can throw these into the thickest, nastiest slop you can find, where other lures just can't even be used. Bass will often be hiding underneath and will slam the frog lure as you twitch it over the slop. I like to throw a frog with legs or tails where the vegetation is really thick.
The hell is
all over
that?
the place. Or if I've got an area where it's mixed, heavy vegetation and open water, I'll use a frog with paddle feet so I can drag that through the open water and it makes a nice kicking sound. Underspins are jigs with a small spinner blade and some sort of a plastic trailer. You can switch out the trailer to go larger or smaller, or move from a grub style to another style like a minnow style. They're similar to a spinnerbait with this blade out here, but the blade runs underneath the lure, and they tend to be smaller. Use these where you see schooling baitfish and cast it right into the school. Underspins are fairly weedless too, so don't be afraid to bring it through some light vegetation or other structure. Retrieve it at a speed that keeps it pretty level in the water, but experiment with twitches or sudden increases.
I actually used to fish in like
See
canals,
if you can entice a fish to strike.
rivers.
All right,
I was
let's look at
younger.
soft swim baits.
Like middle
These are some of the
school,
simplest
elementary school.
lures, and they're pretty cheap too.
But I don't like
They
it
range
though.
from
My
a
line keeps
do-it-yourself
getting
jig
stuck in
and
this
plastic
in
rod
the
to a special
that
jig
stuff.
and plastic combo that's sold as one lure, like this Mimic Minnow or this Berkeley Shad.
Bro, when you little, bro, hold on. Why
You'll
is
be
that a
amazed
video?
at all the
Pausing?
fish you can catch on such a simple lure. When I'm jigging for walleyes in the spring,
Bro, when you was little, bro, comment in the comment section, bro. When you was little, the best bait was hot dog, like little hot dogs, bread. You feel me? Like we ain't, bro. We was kids, bro. We gonna take a half a bag of bread. Ask my mom, yo, mom, I can take this to go fishing. Yeah, you could take it. Then my homeboy will take like hot dogs, little hot dogs, cut them up. Once we get there, hook them on and start fishing, bro. Y'all know the struggle is real when you a jit, bro.
bait
You
is
got
my
money.
First choice for bouncing along the bottom of the river.
And most of the time, we would even have a fishing pole. Sometimes I would take my dad's. Most of the time, my boy, he had a Gatorade bottle. He had a Gatorade bottle and some string, the hook, and then we'll just like, you know what I'm saying. It was kind of weird. I have to find like a picture and put it, but it was like a whole rig, and we would catch stuff with it, bro. We would definitely catch stuff with it.
Back down, and the walleyes love it.
For those who knows what I'm talking about, they use like a Gatorade bottle because the Gatorade bottle has like the little thing where you
a
can.
bunch of rocks and things, and usually don't get too many snags with it. Plus, it catches much more than just walleyes. You never know what you'll catch on one of these. A swim bait will do just as well on bass, muskies, and even carp and catfish. And they come in tons of different colors, styles, and
Oh,
weights.
look at that fish.
Use the big ones for pike and muskies, smaller ones for crappies, perch, and bass. In general, brighter colors are better in cloudy water, or more natural colors are good for clear water. Alright, spoons. Spoons are metal lures that produce a lot of flash and often have a lot of weight to them. They're common for casting from shore because they can be casted so far. They're generally used in open water away from heavy structure or vegetation because they tend to have treble hooks and get hung up easily, even if you switch the treble to a single hook. Some spoons are weedless and can use trailers like this Timber Doodle, so they're more versatile in where you can use them. But overall, count on using them in open water, bringing them back on a constant retrieve, or maybe twitching and jerking them now and then. You can also let them sink a ways and they still work pretty well. Most people target salmon, trout, and northern pike with spoons. Alright, chatterbaits are kind of like spinner baits with this big blade out front. But instead of the blade spinning around, it actually just moves side to side and slaps against the jig. So it makes a lot of vibration and also sends out a lot of flash from these blades. Some of them have weed guards here that deflect plants away from the hook tip. These are fairly weedless, so you can toss them into vegetation and bounce them off of brush piles or dock poles. You can even crawl these on the bottom and twitch them to make the blade vibrate a few times. You'll have the best luck with these when the water is warmer or dirty.
I gotta see if he has an ocean, bro, because I don't fish on lakes, bro. I like going to the pier.
Because I'm typically using them in dirtier water, and in these cases the fish have a harder time.
I don't like pond, lake.
They're most often used for largemouth bass and spotted bass, but northern pike will take them too. I hope this helps you to figure out when to throw each of your new lures for the best results. If you have any questions, feel free to put those in the comments.
Definitely.
Thanks a lot for watching.
I'll keep it in mind if I do ever, you feel what I'm saying? Like, now that I have this knowledge I could use, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to try to look for one that has ocean, like saltwater. Unless you guys let me know if I can use these lures in saltwater. You guys let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm going to catch you on the next reaction video. Peace!